21 below. And so I either look like Rudolph, a raging alcoholic, or I've just, you see, I've just come in from the cold. It's been kind of a rough morning.
I bet it has. Equipment doesn't want to start. And no. I was going to tell people that, people get worried about our horses, and horses have a unique digestive system. They actually, fermentation goes on in their high gut, which creates heat. So they heat from the inside out. As long as they have plenty of hay, they're fine. But I don't know anything about cattle. What about cattle, Brandon?
Well, cattle are, they're a ruminant. So they've got several stomachs, and they can regurgitate food and then, chew on it, get some more nutrient out, and then kick it out the tail end. But so in a way, they're much more efficient than a horse. A horse is horribly inefficient,
right?
Even though they got the fermentation stage, and you're right, some heat's generated from that. But we're all kind of in the same way. I mean, if you don't have any calories, you don't have any heat. So yeah, you got to think about protein. And so horses, you don't want to have a super high protein feed if you can help it. But with cattle, you want that protein up there if you can. 13, 14%, 15% is really good because they utilize almost all of it. They're very efficient that way. But their most best and happiest temperature is about 45 degrees above zero. That's what they do the best at. But when it gets cold, it's tough, and every living thing feels wind chill. So it doesn't have to be much of a wind here, and I think the ambient was only about 5 below this morning, but the wind was blowing just a little bit, and it was not much. It's only 6-7 mile an hour, but 6-7 mile an hour wind at that temperature it brings the
you can really
brings that old body temperature right down. Yeah. So you do what you got to do. I've got vehicles plugged in, and I've even, for the barn cats, I've even got a heat lamp out there for them, and they don't like each other, but they sit and they face each other and decide that they're going to draw a line right in the middle of that heat, and they've done pretty well.
Yeah. Well, food's the key for everything, and I have to say that I'm a little bit worried about some of our wildlife around here. Kingfishers have started to overwinter in Montana, and it's a mistake.
Yeah.
And I'm worried we have a pair that's been here for all year, and I can't see them surviving 35 below.
Well, they'll either adapt or die. I mean, That's what it is,
Yeah. Well, at any rate, this kind of temperature just really puts the pressure on you cattle ranchers to get out there, and regardless of what's going on.
Yeah, and those animals, they need to eat, so I like to try to get up at a reasonable time, and I'm feeding, a butcher animal right now too, that she'll go to the butcher here in about 3 weeks, but, that kind of slows that up a little bit. She's got some good fat on her and some good marbling. I'm making a good piece of meat for a customer, but you kind of spin your wheels a little bit in this temperature. You don't get the gain on them. Not that I'm too worried about it. It's only going to be 3-4 days, but it's going to be, significant during that time. So you just keep them on full feed, let them graze, whatever they want to do, and then supplement them with that grain. But, you're just kind of watching everybody all the time. Yesterday or day before, I saw the storm was coming, so I put out another bale for the horses out in the pasture so that I don't have to worry about breaking something. Metal gets brittle. Things don't want to start. And so if you can kind of hedge your bets a little bit, get some of that work done when it's reasonably warm. And it wasn't warm, but it was better than it is now. Then You're ahead of the game. You don't have to be out there and fighting it. So I think it's just brilliant planning, but no, it's not really. It's just survival.
Exactly. Well, stay as warm as you can, Brandon. And be sure to understand that we're thinking of you.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
Okay, so I'll pass you on to Nicole. She's been doing some continued training, and she's just done an excellent job this past week. Things are really going well for her. I could really compliment her.
Good.
Nicole, are you there?
Yes.
Great. All right. Well, thank you. All right. Brandon.
You bet. It's good seeing you, Suzanne. Hi, Nicole.
Hi.
How warm is it there? Don't tell me it's above zero.
I think it's about 20 degrees right now.
Oh my goodness.
So pretty toasty. Yeah. I'm soaking in the warmth.
Well, that's good. Yeah, this is kind of a switch, isn't it? Of course, I am inside now, but I can sure feel my core is a little cold. I've been out in this all morning, so it's that's okay. Well, good. You did some work with Oggy and Lonza today or this week?
Yes, I did.
Excellent. Tell us about it. How'd it go?
It's been going pretty well. So Oggy has been a lot better about keeping up with Lonza. I don't have to, tug on him so much. I did have a really nice bruise on my hip after last week, by the way. It was quite cool.
I told you.
But he's getting up in Lonza's face a lot more, and he's being pretty bossy with her, and she hasn't been telling him off, so I've kind of had to tell him off a little bit. I'm not dragging him around. Good.
Well, and I didn't think he would come along that fast where he'd want to keep up head to head with her. So how are you keeping him back?
I just kind of give a little wave of the rope at his face if he's, like up in Lonza's face, kind of trying to nip at her. Because she's just been taking it.
Well, so. And you've got him ponied on your near side there too, right? On your left side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, because you're left-handed. So yeah, and it doesn't matter which side you're on. One of the things I do so that I like to have my hands free as much as possible. And if I'm pulling a pack string somewhere, you're still only pulling one rope, and everybody else is attached to everybody behind them. So it's the same thing. I take a dally around, at least one dally around the saddle horn, and then I just let that rope lay between my leg and the swells of the saddle, and I just kind of press it down with my leg. And you can hold that rope, especially with two dallies, and that frees you up if you want. Or you can also, if you get a horse that's really pushy, like he will probably tend to be, and you've probably had to correct him a bunch, is just take the end of that rope as he's coming up, because I like to have their head, kind of back behind me and behind the horse's hip if we can, but with a little bit of slack, so that they're not jamming into you as well. That's about as close as I want them. I'm completely fine with them being behind the horse as long as they keep up. But if you take the end of that rope as they come up, the running end of your rope, and just kind of toss it over their nose. And if he gets really, really snotty with you, then just go ahead and just tap him or pop him on the nose with it just a little bit. And as you see him coming up, do that. So he's learning that, I can't advance. Otherwise I'm going to be told no. So do it early and you do it. So that's very good. You're already pushing him back, but that's just a little tool where you're not having to expend a lot of energy. And it's pretty low key for Lonza, and you're not getting all wild and dramatic about it. And getting popped on the beak is certainly it'll wake you up a little bit. So you have to obviously you don't have to beat them or anything, but just tap them and tell them back. Give them a verbal cue with it. So that's excellent. That's good. I figured he'd come along. He surprised me how well he did last time. So that's good. So let's see what you're going to do. Let's take a peek.
Doing what? Sorry.
Let's go ahead and let's see how bad he's going to be instead of warming him up. Since you've worked him this week, let's just go ahead and just start and just go with him, just like you would with no warm up at all, and see how he is with that. If you're confident that Lonza's going to be okay.
Lonza.
Pardon me?
She's taking a nap right now. So.
Okay. Yeah, if you're comfortable with her and you don't need to warm up or anything like that, let's go ahead and do it. And that way we kind of get a gauge for if we really need to warm him up or not. And if you have been working him, probably not. I bet it's a non-event.
Alrighty. How cold is it where you're at?
I don't know what it is right now when I came in, but it was earlier. It was, I think it was actually 21 below with the wind chill.
Oh,
And so,
nice.
yeah, it's been fun all morning. But the wind is staying low. It's only 6-7 mile an hour at the most now.
I don't think I've ever been outside in temperatures that cold, so I'm quite excited for the next few days.
That excitement will wear off when it hurts.
Yeah, probably.
I'm surprised I have ear tips left because I rarely put anything over my ears. I just got a felt hat all the time in the wintertime, and you feel the tips of your ears burn, and then you don't feel them burn anymore. And I'm just surprised I haven't lost them. A lot of older guys are that way. They just, their ears are curled up a little bit, a little damage there, and it's our own fault. I'm not saying poor me by any means. I could dress better, but I hate wearing anything other than that hat. I'm just watching Oggy here. He seems like he's pretty well keyed in on Lonza. Is he starting to buddy up with her, or he wants to be with her all the time?
Yeah, I mean, he's always kind of been like that with her. He's very reliant on her.
Because I just noticed when you went through the gate and were starting to look like you were leaving him, his head perked up a little bit and looked like he was tightening his body, getting a little anxious, like, hey, don't, gotta wait for me. A little harder to ride with all those clothes on, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. Get over.
Oh, there she's telling him to back off a little bit. That's good. Oh yeah, it's not taking much of a tug at all to pull him around, is it?
Nope.
Good. Very good. And now, when you're riding, as long as he's not pulling you around the ass, he's trying to climb up closer to her. This is the point where you may or may not need to put that dally around. And I told you earlier to do that, but the way I'm surprised how well he's walking up. So if you want to, now you're probably not going to use much of your arm muscles to try to drag him around. So you can get where it's comfortable for you, for the amount of lead that you need for him to be well back. And then now just hold it in your hand, but be able to just reach over there and just toss it across his nose when he comes up. Because you've got some warning now. You're watching him. And all you're trying to do now is slow him down. So you're not like he's going to jerk your arm out of its socket.
Yeah.
And be very, very, look at him step around that. That was beautiful. Excellent. Okay. And so, he's too far ahead. So what you can do to get around that now to stop that is take a right turn so that you're on the inside of a circle, on the inside of that arc, and that buys you a little distance. And then as he falls behind, then just don't ever let him come up. Make him stay back. And this is, I'm pleased that he's leading as well as he is. Okay, so missed it. Yeah, don't let him get past your hip. And that way, yeah, there you go. And the minute he starts to pick that, it come into your peripheral vision, then there you go. Good. Yeah, that wasn't much of a tug. That didn't even hardly pull your arm back. Very good. And then give him plenty of room, enough room that he can go well back if he wants, or that you want him to. So you're not inadvertently pulling him up and tapping his face to come forward. That's better. Much better. Much better. Now, the part of the idea is this, with my way of thinking anyway, is if I'm pulling a horse that's got a pack on them, I don't want them hitting my horse with that pack, because then they're just continually just banging them. Or if you've got someone who you need to lead and they're in a saddle, now you're not going to have that person's knee or feet touching your horse and causing a problem that way as well. So that's why it's important to be able to lead them with a little bit longer rope so they stay behind your horse. There, I like that. That head, if you can hold that horse right there where he is no closer, there you go. Good job. Holding him back where his nose is at no further up than her hip. That's the closest we want him. That's where we want him perfectly, because that way he's clear, you're clear. No gear is going to get hooked up. And next time we'll probably put a saddle on him as well. It does make a little difference, and especially if he tries to run past you, you're gonna get hooked with a saddle, and that'll give you a little reminder that I need to be a little more diligent about this. Pain motivates, Nicole. There we go. That's better. Nice. I like this. Angle's off a little bit. He's a little further forward than he looks, but that's excellent. And really what you're going to be doing is you're going to pull him like that, and then he comes forward, you're going to push him back. Very good. And he's going to have a very narrow distance where he's going to hold himself. Very good. And then what we're going to do is work on this placement, body placement first. Give him a little bit more lead. Let's get him out there a little more.
Okay.
And he's not going to try to get away from you, and he's doing well responding to your cues to, hurry up or keep up. So I'm not worried about that at all. But there, yeah. And if you can make it, instead of him just shying back, go ahead and pop him over the nose. Just lay the end of your rope. Just kind of tap him over the end of where the nose band of his halter is. And that way you're not nagging him. You're not just continually doing this. You're making him learn that he needs to stay back and to stay back. It's all about boundaries. So he's too far forward for you. He needs to be about a half a body length back. Good. That's better. He's a little bit more. There, he slowed down. Very good. You got a lot of slack in that rope. That's very, very good. He's watching you. Yeah, and if you want a little bit more slack in the rope, go ahead and take it, as long as you can reach him with the running end of your rope. And discipline him when he comes up, because what we're gonna work on doing here, and maybe we'll get there by the end of this broadcast, is I'd like to see you trotting him again like you were last time, only him being in the place he needs to be and holding him there. Yeah, he's been very good. So he's a little too far forward there. Make him go back. Yeah, there you go. Good. Yeah, try your very best to never let him even be able to do that, because the minute he comes up, he thinks, "Oh, okay, I can do this." That's where the boundary is. Yeah.
Okay.
So turn to the right. Go in a right hand circle. See how he follows behind? And now we don't want him. There we go. That's good. Don't want him going behind your horse. That's about as much line as you want. And then if he starts to get too far up, you can reach up there and tap him. If you miss or you react too late, take that right turn to put him back on her hip, because he's on the outside of the circle and you're on the inside. And that can help you. This is all about training. And on the real world, you can't do that necessarily because you're going up a trail or, you just don't have the ability to do it. But he's got to learn that he's got to stay back. Very good. That's better. Much better. Now go ahead and anticipate when you come around this next time that, you're going to go on to the inside. He's going to creep ahead of you. So what we want to do is make him slow down. So what we'll do is we're going to trick him a little bit. We're going to kind of be setting him up to where he's going to fail because he's coming at the same speed he is, but he's not watching. So when you take that left-hand turn now, he's going to creep up on you. So discipline him for not slowing down, because all he's going to do is stay up with you, but he's going to come ahead because he's coming to the inside of that arc. There you go. Very good. There, he's slowing down. A little more. Make him go back. Don't beg him. Tell him. A little more. He's out there. He's staying out there a ways because you got the longer lead. He's not dumb. Well, I've never accused Oggy of being stupid. Oh, he flipped his tail. He didn't care for that so much. Tough. Very good. Very good. So you see how you can set him up a little bit to discipline him when he's doing well, just to reinforce that, no, this is where I want you to be no matter where I'm at, because you're going to come up on a switchback sometime. And I've had horses try this where, they'll just shortcut the switchback instead of coming around it with you like they should.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Oh, look at that. Praise him. When he does well like that, praise him. That was great.
Boy. Come on. Say hi to donkeys.
That's all right. Good distraction, and you worked him right through it. It didn't look like he pulled too hard.
No.
Very good. Good. Good job.
Yes. Good boy.
There you go. Looking very good. Now, what we might do is take some really tight turns, just exaggerating what you're doing. There you go. Good. And to both sides. Yeah, there you go. Now watch your rope on that hind end, which is fine. Just watch it on your body. Good. Very good. Yes, that's much better. Donkeys are doing their best to try to distract him.
Yeah. Back. Yeah. There you go. Good boy.
Good. Better. Much better. I've had some horses that were very, very chargy, and you had to get fairly assertive with them. You're doing just fine where you're, kind of throwing it out there in front of his face and not having to touch him or barely touching him. Mm-hmm. I've had some where they just got so chargy that you couldn't do anything but it escalated to the point where then you're throwing the rope over the top of their nose and just popping them and making them back up. And I mean, you got to do that once or twice. There you go. Oh, look at that. Nice.
Good boy.
Very nice. Now he's starting to watch. Very good. I like how you're staying nice and calm. You're not getting flustered. You're not getting upset. That's good. Alonzo's nice and solid. All right. I think make some more tight turns as you wish and see how he does, just to make sure that we're going to be okay, Nicole. And then I think we can probably start picking up the speed, and I'll just do that at your leisure and as you feel comfortable, so that you can still keep him in line, yet keep getting him to stay up with you. I'd love to see him trot at about with the position he's at right now. And then we'll work on some really nice things, like the same as when you're on the ground. When you stop, he needs to stop and not run past you. Very important. Very good. Good. Very good. Oh, I like that. Didn't take much of a pull to get him to come up to you. Good. Very good. Good. Very good. Good. Yes. See, he always stopped and was pivoting as you were coming around him. That's outstanding. You see him starting to resist a little bit. And it's okay to grab a dally if he does that. Just grab a dally and have her pull him instead of your arm doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, use your saddle horn. That's what that thing is for. That's a tool. It's a snubbing post. And you can use it and then take it off. You don't just have to use it and leave it. Use it as you need it. There you go. That's better. Your arm didn't hardly feel that. Now here comes the resistance. Good. Much better. Oh, look at that. I like it. He's in time with her. When you get a chance, just go ahead and do a stop and a back when he's lined out real well.
Okay.
And know when he's paying attention, and then that way we can gauge whether he's going to watch her and stop like he should. Because we definitely need to work on that anyway. Now pop him, make him go back. Make him back up. Make him back. Good. Good job. So he kind of slipped up on you, which, you know what? It's not a huge sin because we haven't done this much with him, right? There we go. Nice. There's a backup. So we haven't done that much, so we can't expect a lot from him. But he knows because he can do it on the ground, and he kind of knows what to expect. So very good. That was good. Let's go ahead and try a few more of those. Just ride and then stop. And of course, you know me, when I say stop, I mean back up a couple of steps. And it's much harder. Yeah, it's much harder to do this with any distance backing when you've got a horse or a string of horses with you. So you don't want to expect a lot. All you want them to, at the very least, I want them to stop and take at least a step back, or two is great. Oh, nice. He even dropped his hip. Drop that hip and almost like like he's setting himself up to stop at a hard stop. That's perfect. Not bad. It's really hard to do this when they're on the ground like this with you. Yeah. It takes a lot more practice than what you've had so far to be able to manage this. And even when you're really adept at it, it's not the easiest thing. So there you go. That's fine. There he comes. Goes back over into place with you.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. Pull him back and see if you can just pull that head back, and if he'll put himself kind of in place behind you. Keep going. Keep going. There you go. Now stop Lonza and just have him keep coming. Let her stand, and then have him keep coming around. Keep coming.
Come on. Oh, good.
There you go. Yeah, pull him. There you go. A little bit more. Yeah, good. Not bad. It's not bad. You're getting there. That's all right. That's okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and just do some more walk and stop and back. And if you want to do it at a higher speed, if you feel like he's confident enough, and I think he's getting there, you can continue to do a little bit more speed, more faster. I like to go more faster. Good. Very good. Yeah, you did some work on him this week. That's very good, Nicole. It shows. Very good. Look at that. Very good. Like that.
Good boy. Nope,
good.
Not quite.
Almost. It's getting better. He's stopping well for you. We haven't asked him a lot, and he's already doing more or less what we want him to do. So very, very good. Okay. Let's do just a few more. We don't want to burn him out either, because we got about 20 minutes left at the most. So we might just do another 10 minutes, and as long as we're doing well, because he's not resisting now. He was resisting a little bit there when you're taking off, and now we've worked past that. So we want to reward that with a little bit more work, get a little bit more depth on what we're doing and some repetition, and then go ahead and quit him. So far, so good. We'll see if he resists. I'll bet he doesn't. Oh, he's almost started like he was going to pick up and start to get up into a higher gait there a little faster. There we go. Good job. Oh, that's beautiful. That's very good. What'd you do? Just held him back?
Yeah, I just gave a little wave of the rope at his face.
Very good. Yeah, you don't want to have to do this, for 20 miles up a trail on a day, but
right.
He needs to understand what it is, and sometimes if you got a pack string and one of your horses is the one that you're leading gets a little close, well, it might be because he's being pushed by another horse behind him if you got a string. That's not bad. He's not resisting. He just wasn't picking up fast. He's not shaking his head or anything. So make him come up. Let's go ahead and get him up into a gate a little faster, and then there we go. He resisted a little bit, but he was resisting, and you were slowing down a little bit. Alonzo was slowing up, so he was thinking like, "Yeah, I resisted, and I got to slow down." So we don't want to teach that inadvertently. Very good. Very good. Yep. Good. Oh, I like what he's doing. That's easy.
Boy.
Nice. Very good, Nicole. Okay. So you're feeling the difference in how much lighter he is. And he's not light when you take off, but it's much, much better than it was last week, right?
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, because you don't even have to use your saddle horn. And the whole idea is that he's really watching her, and as she speeds up, he just comes along and is watching and keeping up. And this is how we achieve that. So we'll just keep working on that. And then let's go a little bit faster speed even, and then let's do that about 3 or 4 more times and call it good. Because he was resisting a little bit, but it wasn't really resistance because he's saying no. He just wasn't picking up as fast as he should. It wasn't that he was, shaking his head. He was stretching it out, but not saying no. And that's a big difference. So let's do a few more times, 3, 4. Yeah, let's go at the most 5 or 6 times. Let's don't do any more than that, and we'll call it good. Because as long as everything's working well.
Yeah. Okay.
And that time she took off, she left, and he almost within about a half a second came with her. Oh, good. Very good. Very nice. Keep going. Keep going. Oh, I like it. Stand back where he should. Bumping his face a couple of times to get him to pull up, but he's not resisting. Staying with you. Oh, he almost broke into a lope there. Very good. Nice. Oh,
good boy.
Oh, yeah, good boy.
That was a nice stop.
That was a great stop. Great stop. He's a little far ahead, but he'll get it. Look at that. There, he backed off a little bit, just a step, half a step. Very good. That's better than I expected, to be honest with you. There we go. Good. Very good.
Boy.
Nice. I like this a lot.
Back.
Good.
Boy.
Good. He stopped and let you get ahead. Oh, nice.
Come on. It's a little spicy.
I don't think I think he was just having kind of a little bit of fun there. He didn't look like he was really fighting you. But I don't know. Was he fighting?
No, not really. I think he was excited.
Yeah, okay. It's more what it looked like, that he was just kind of kicking his heels up and having some fun. And then she did a little bit. Very good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Back.
Good. Very good. There we go. There's these boundaries I'm talking about. And you're setting some good ones for him. You're recognizing when he's too close. Very nice. Correcting him. He'll figure it out.
Back.
One of the things you can do is if he's not correcting and you are correcting, then go ahead and just take that turn to the right to put him on the back a little bit. He won't understand necessarily why. He just knows that all of a sudden he ended up there and that's where he's supposed to be. Good job. There we go. There we go. He actually stopped and waited for you to get ahead. Very good. Nice. Nice.
You back? Boy.
Very good. Very good. I'm liking this a lot. And next time we do this, let's go ahead and saddle him up, have him ready saddled, and let's do it in a riding set. We'll just put that so we've got stirrups kind of flopping, and just like somebody could jump on him and follow you around. I like where his head is at now. He's just right where he's supposed to be. He's relaxed. He's not fighting. You can bump him once in a while, but that's just giving him a cue to hurry up. Very good. Moving himself. He actually moved himself to the outside there of that turn so that he could get where you wanted.
That.
Yeah, very good. That was nice.
Come on.
And then we're gonna
says she's done.
At some point when we're doing this to begin or next time is I think what we'll do is we're gonna make you right-handed. Because he's got to be able to do this on both sides. And I hate to be like that, but when I'm riding a horse, I'm very ambidextrous. Sometimes my reins are in my right hand, sometimes they're in the left. If I need to handle some rope or something, I'm better with my right because I'm primarily right-handed. But you got to be able to do it both from each side. And so, being a left-handed woman, that's not all that common. So having this horse be able to do this from the other side, now you're training for somebody else. Oh, look at that. I like that a lot. That is very good. You know what? I think this is a good place to stop. We're not going to have to go to another 3 or 4 of these. I think this is great. Look at that. Nice. Just exactly what you want.
Boy.
Good. Now, one of the things that he may do when a horse gets a little bit warm and they're right there like in this position beside you is they may try to reach over and rub their heads on you. You know how that is. So don't allow that. Don't allow them to push into your space. And I'm sure you're kind of intuitively know that, they like to do things like that and just don't let them. So very good. This is great. You did a great job. I'm impressed how much work you did with him. You can tell it really made a difference this last week. So, and probably no more added bruises to your hip.
Yeah, there's no more bruises.
Oh, believe me, there'll be more bruises in the future. You keep doing this.
Yeah,
they'll be all over those hips will have bruises on both sides because I think when we do the other side, he will pick it up very, very quickly, but he's going to want to be placed on that other side because he's going to have a little bit of muscle memory in that noggin of his. So it'll be kind of funny how he might want to pull behind her and around, and it might put some pressure on your hip. So we'll just take a peek at that. But great job today. You did really well. I'm impressed with how much work you put into that this week. Good. So, all right. Well, I guess we'll see you next week, probably, right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. We'll see you guys later.
Bye, guys.